Hello, beautiful people. My name is Maylin. For anybody that doesn't know, we talk about all things art here, process, mental health, money, finance, business, all of it. We talk about it here. So let's have a convo. I'd like to continue my conversation from last time, actually. The conversation around happiness is an inside job. Because it's true, and I found it to be true for myself. I think behind us are the artists, were the times that, like, to be an artist meant to be, to have alcohol, to be like drinking as you write, for it to be this, like, fighting with your inner demons. I think that's a thing of the past. And not to, shame anybody that's part of their process right now still, but like, I hope you join us on this side over here. Because I think that we need to have very serious conversations on mental health, as well as internal processes, healing, right? Like, healing is such like a word now, like so popular, but it is a process of kind of unpacking and kind of finding our way towards a happier self, right? A more fulfilled self. And because I think, especially for artists, and this was part of my journey as well, like, I would have moments when, like, if I didn't give like a perfect audition, I would not be very nice to myself. And I think that was something that I needed to unpack and heal and let go of. And thankfully, thank God, that is no longer a part of like my process in auditions. Instead, I try to have fun, and I try to bring joy. And whenever I get into my perfectionist mode, I'm like, okay, let's go back and let's release and kind of try to find a moment of fun and joy and play. Because I do think, like, whatever arts discipline you're a part of, I think play is such a huge part of it, right? And we're doing deep work, and it shouldn't be tied to some kind of like self-flagellation, right? So here, like, the conversation around happy artists is so big, right? For me, at least. And I kind of hit on it, and I'm like, okay, this needs to be expanded, because I think so much of our self-worth, so much of our happiness, our joy is tied up into a moment when we book that job, when we get that paycheck, when we get that award. And the truth is that our joy and our happiness is not tied to that at all. And if it is somehow, then we need to kind of come back to center and find, like, why we have tied this level of unconditional happiness to things that are external to us. Happiness just is. And sometimes, we're in the grief process, right? Maybe you lost somebody and you are in a process of grief, and that's different, right? And you need to honor those feelings, and you need to honor, absolutely. But your self-worth should never be tied to an audition or to, like, if you got that award, because you are fully worthy of being happy and of traveling through this world joyfully as much as you can, in the realization that we all have things and challenges in our lives, right? And kind of finding center and finding joy in the small moments. So how do we do that, right? It's extricating our joy and our happiness on the condition of something, right? Of providing, it's almost like taking a lesson, I think, from like those manifesting people. And whatever you think about manifesting, it doesn't matter. It's just about that small little token of lesson. Because a lot of these people that are like use manifesting to bring things into their life, whatever whatever that is, whether it's true or not, I don't know. I use it. So. But a lot of them say like, that like happiness lies in the present, and the more you're happy and fulfilled in the now, that more of these things are going to come to you, right? But there's an important lesson there, right? That you can find those moments of happiness and joy without kind of tagging them onto something. Only when I get this am I worthy of love. Only when I get this am I worthy of happiness or joy. And, and I was talking about like the lonely artist, right? Being on like kind of a solo journey for a period of time in the previous post. And I do think those are the moments when we kind of like something in us kind of flowers, something new comes about. But it's finding the joy in small things, like in a cup of coffee, right, in the morning, finding joyful rituals. I remember when I was doing this really like dark and dramatic piece, and I would come home and I was kind of filled with that energy, right? And the thing that I would always go to was How I Met Your Mother, because I love How I Met Your Mother. And I know like some things are not, I'm not PC now, but I have always loved that show, that and The New Girl. And I would watch it back to back, right? And it would I would find moments of laughter and levity, even when kind of like I was immersed in things that were like kind of dark, the components of it were dark. And so it's finding those small moments and you piece them together, right? And if you need, and finding the support that you need, right? That's crucial. And that is true whether it is a mental health professional that you need, whether it is just a conversation, whether it's a chat, whether it's a hug, right? Like these are important moments and we piece them together moment to moment. So I would like to invite you to do that. Don't hang your happiness and your joy and your success on one moment in time, because you're fully worthy of feeling successful by the virtue of like going to that audition, right? By the virtue of like writing that episode, by the virtue of like, I decided to move across the country and finally move to the place that I wanted to move to. And to honor your feelings, right? So I think that that's really important, and find the support that you need, right? Whether that support is, like I said before, mental health, professional, whether it is like kind of being a part of something, whatever it is. I think it's important to be aware of that, right? And if you are kind of aiding somebody, right, and going through like a dark period, it is recognizing kind of your own mental health as well. Yeah. So reach out to people that you need to, and that joy is, it's pieced together moment to moment in a child's smile, in petting your cats or dogs, in getting a hug from your family. It's pieced together moment to moment, and that you're fully worthy of living like a happy and joyful life. And I hope that for you. Anyway, God bless. Love ya. Bye.